Well, happy Sunday. And this is not the video I had planned to make today, but for those that know me best, there is a certain inevitability about this video. And it's to do with that. The new for 2025 BMW R12 G /S. And I think I've done 468 miles on it. I've fitted some crash bars and a bigger bash plate. And I've got my double tank mirrors. And I'm going to get rid of it. Now, I hadn't decided that until today. But it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind for two specific reasons. Maybe three reasons. I don't know. It's been on my mind for some reasons. And the first reason being, it's just a bit tall. Now, my F900 was tall, but with the seat being a bit wider, I'm just not getting comfortable on it. I mean, that's a fag paper of a reason. The other reason is I want to spend 10 grand on it, making it the best version that's ever been made. And it's not worth the money to spend that on. Now, that's a custom exhaust, front to back. Probably get it wrapped. Why did I get it that colour if I'm going to get it wrapped? If you can answer that, you're a better person than me. Now, when I bought it, and the video I did the other week, I can't remember what I said, and I stand by all my reasons I bought it. And it's good. It's fine. But that's all it is. The other reasons, and this is a funny one, for the last few years when I've purchased a bike on a PCP, some of you like them, some of you don't, I don't care either way, I've always put the minimum deposit down possible, because that's the best way to do those things in my opinion. And the problem with this one is I put a £5,000 deposit down, which means I have equity in it, which means I don't need to keep it without, means I can get rid of it without, I mean, I'll still lose my ass a little bit, but I'll lose my ass without having to hand over any actual cash. And that changes, at least for me, the mental side of the ownership process. And the last few bikes I've had, whereas the F900 had a purpose, like I was taking on that big trip. I'm not going to take this on a big trip. I'll destroy its value. Which is a shame, really. And up until just before I went on the trip, I didn't have a car. My wife had a car, I didn't. So my motorbike had to do everything for me. I would use it all year round. And now I don't. Now the last reason, and quite crucially, I think the most significant reason, is this. As I say, I didn't have a car for, I can't remember, years. Used my wife's car if I really had to, and I rode the bike everywhere. Now, before I went on the trip, I bought that 5 Series. I came back from the trip, didn't really feel the bike, got rid of it, and I got this. One of my dream cars. And I prefer being in this. Which is ironic, really, when I look at the big touring bikes, I go, that's why they don't appeal to me, because I have a big screen, it's a windscreen, I have plenty of luggage space, and I've got plenty of fuel space. And that's what makes it difficult buying a bike, at least for me, because the logic would say, if I didn't have this, maybe I would consider a 1300 GSA. Maybe I would consider going back to a 1300 GS. RT, new one, not so much. You come across another car on the road, I can just reverse, as I'm doing now, rather than trying to tiptoe a too tall bike backwards in a lane. Motherfucker, here's another car. Oh, are they going? They're going. So, all things being considered, me thinking, I've looked back at Ducatis. Well, I just had a Ducati Monster last year, and the exhaust system alone was £2.5 grand. And I spent loads of money on making it the perfect Ducati Monster, so I'm not going to get another one of them. I'm not going to get a Multistrada. I'm not going to get a Diavel. There is some Triumphs I like them enough to buy. I don't think so. I'm not going to get an MV. I'm not going to get anything Japanese. I'm not going to get a Harley. Not going to get an Indian. So I'm going to get a BMW again. But which one when you've had them all? The 1300R is incredibly comfortable, and I can get both feet down flat. But it does look a bit like a Suzuki. Too much like a Suzuki. The new RS is cool looking, but I don't want that sort of fairing. I don't like that level of wind protection. I like to feel a lot more visceral ride. And crucially, it has to compete with this. Comfort, Land Rover reliability, 345 brake horsepower, and 700 newton meters of torque. And that is a hard act to follow. So, what to get? What to get that doesn't need customizing, even though I want to? What to get that doesn't need a £2 grand exhaust fitting? And need, I'm using need in the loosest possible fucking sense here. Doesn't need a £2,000 exhaust, or a bigger bash plate, or, I don't know, any manner of fucking glittery vajazzling we could throw at a motorcycle. I'm so indifferent about this motorcycle is that I swapped the pegs. I took off the 719 pegs because they're fucking terrible. I ordered and fitted Enduro style pegs. I rode it round the block and parked it back up, and that was the last time I rode it. And it has to be more than that, right? I'm not gonna race bikes. I'm not gonna climb up mountains on bikes. I don't really want to go back to the Sahara again, if I'm perfectly honest. So what do I need a bike for? I still want it to be cool. I still want to find it attractive beyond its utilitarian nature of getting from A to B. I don't just want to be a tourist motorcyclist who just takes it out on sunny days and high days. So, tomorrow I'll go to the dealership, see what they offer me. And does it have to be a BMW next? I feel like it has to be a BMW next, because I'll get a better price for that. And the other marques aren't doing it for me. So, a new bike. But what will it be? Anyway,
you could hit subscribe, that'd be awesome. Cheers.